The rivalry caught fire, Blue Jays Nation. In the middle of the World Series tension against the Dodgers, series tied 1-1. The heart of Toronto beating to the rhythm of the Rogers Center. One comment crossed borders and ignited the internet. Los Angeles Dodgers manager Dave Roberts hinted that maybe there was intent behind the travel delays from Toronto to Los Angeles. Yes, he actually said that. And the reaction from Canadian fans was immediate. Later, he tried to explain himself, saying it was a poor choice of words. But the damage was already done. And while the baseball world talked about it, inside the blue and white clubhouse, minds were already divided between the present and what comes next. The offseason promises to be an earthquake. Bichette, Scherzer, Bassitt, all possibly leaving. And the rumors about a possible move for a certain Phillies first baseman, they're getting stronger. Toronto might be preparing for a bold move, the kind that defines an era. It's the kind of moment when fans feel everything at once: pride, anger, hope, and fear. And that's why this story is for you, the faithful blue and white. For those who live the sound of the Rogers Center and feel the weight of every pitch. Hit that like button and drop a comment. Blue Jays Nation, because this space belongs to those who truly live the blue and white. And today, there's emotion and controversy in equal measure. News 1. Sunday was the kind of day when the rivalry between Toronto and Los Angeles spilled beyond the field and even into the airports. Dave Roberts, manager of the Dodgers, became public enemy number 1 for Blue Jays Nation after making a comment that sounded, at the very least, disrespectful during an interview at Dodger Stadium. He talked about the travel delays from Toronto to Los Angeles and let slip, "I don't know if it was intent or not." Intent? That word lit the fuse. The internet exploded. Canadian fans wondered, is he suggesting sabotage? Does he think Canada tried to mess with his team? Roberts later tried to fix it, saying it was a poor choice of words and that, of course, Canada wasn't trying to hurt anyone, but the damage was already done. The phrase kept echoing, especially since it came on the eve of Game 3 of the World Series. Series tied 1-1, tension in the air, every detail matching. The most curious part is that Roberts then tried to lighten the mood with humor, saying that even Prime Minister Mark Carney, who had been at the Rogers Center on Thursday, surely had more important things to do than delay the Dodgers' flights. A touch of irony that didn't land too well, because when rivalry is boiling over, any tone can sound like provocation. For Blue Jays fans, it was one of those little sparks that reignite national pride. That feeling that Toronto isn't just a team, it's a symbol. On the field, Max Scherzer is set to open Game 3, facing Tyler Glasnow in a clash of aces. But off the field, the fire's already burning. And the question remains, after this, how will the fans welcome the Dodgers the next time they step onto the Rogers Center field? News 2. While all of Blue Jays Nation is focused on the World Series, a shadow is already stretching over the horizon, the off-season. Because even if Toronto wins the title, the future could bring major changes. Bichette, the heart and symbol of this generation, will become a free agent. Max Scherzer and Chris Bassitt could also leave, and even Shane Bieber might test the market. It's one of those moments when fans take a deep breath, knowing the roster fighting for a trophy today might never be the same again. And that's where the news shaking up the league comes in. Bryce Harper, the Phillies superstar, had his name thrown into the mix after team president Dave Dombrowski publicly questioned his future. Veteran insider Joel Sherman said he wouldn't be surprised if Harper were traded. And right away, the Blue Jays name came up. Again, Toronto already tried Ohtani, already tried Soto, and now the rumor is Harper. A slugger with 27 home runs and a .844 OPS. Still a monster. Still a player who changes any lineup. The logic is simple. If Bichette leaves, Toronto needs a new offensive anchor. Someone to keep the flame alive alongside Vlad Jr., freshly extended and increasingly the team's leader. Harper would be that guy, a superstar who brings instant respect, marketing power, and pop to the lineup. But he'd also bring risk, heavy investment, and the need for reshuffling. It's the same dilemma great teams always face. Spend to stay on top or prepare for a rebuild. For fans, the idea of seeing Harper in blue and white is tempting. It would be a clear statement. Toronto isn't backing down. The window isn't closing. They'll fight to keep competing with the league's giants. But for that to happen, the front office will have to heat up. And the question is inevitable. Is Toronto's heart ready for another twist after the World Series? The atmosphere in Toronto is pure intensity. Blue Jays Nation. On the field, the rivalry with the Dodgers is burning, and off it, Dave Roberts' comments have reignited the pride of an entire nation. When someone suggests, even jokingly, that Canada might have sabotaged a trip, every blue and white fan feels it. Because for those who live baseball in Toronto, respect is part of their identity. And Roberts learned the hard way. Poke the blue heart, and you poke the whole country. But as the heat of the World Series rages, the chill of uncertainty is already blowing through the Rogers Center halls. Bichette might leave. Scherzer and Bassitt too. And in a market full of questions, Bryce Harper's name shines like a spark of hope. The kind of star who can change a franchise's course. It's as if the front office is saying, the Blue Jays era isn't over. It's just evolving. These are days of pure emotion. The present is full of tension. The future full of possibilities. And between controversy and a trade rumor, the fans stay strong. Because being a Blue Jay means believing, even when the sky looks cloudy. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Blue Jays Nation. This passion never cools down. Hit the like button, share it, and show the world that Toronto's blue heart still beats strong, on and off the field.